Hello everyone and welcome to this video. The fishing major update just went live and now we have fishing nets. So we're going to take a look at the update notes and see how we can outfit this little fishing boat I've been working on. I actually was working on quite late to finalize it, make it, properly working for the update. So with the addition of the nets and some balancing, that'll hopefully be the last of it and then I can release it for all of you to use. Here we have it. V1.11.0, the commercial fishing major update. You can see here this beautiful boat with a train hauling it, a little car, and all this netting. Now, the interesting thing that we're going to have to learn how the nets work, but you can see here it's an update for fishing nets, fish finding sonar, population of fish, value variance, and more. Now, of course, they did release more information. Here we have another picture of a ship, and if we scroll all the way down to the bottom, we could see here. So we get a feature, the fishing net, link 4 fishing net hooks with rope logic links in a planar square to generate a net. Okay, we're going to try to do that. The sides of nets can be extended and contracted similar to a winch. Pulling nets through the water will cause them to billow out, kind of like the parachute. I talked about that in other videos. Fish stick to the net and can be released via logic node input. Now I'm actually very curious whether they're going to stay alive if you don't put them in the hopper. Hopper kills them, but if you just have them in the net and you release them, do they stay alive? Feature, fish biomes and rarity. Fish now spawn in appropriate biomes based on the location and depth. Fish prices are scaled based on the rarity. Fish hotspots exist in the world where maximum fish density is increased by 4 times. So that's actually a pretty big difference. Fish hotspot map can be purchased, and added some Lua information, resource type and equipment type. And we get a fish finder, detect random fish in the area and output the yaw angle and distance. So hopefully it works kind of like a radar. If we click on the details on what to expect, we have some other notes. I didn't have a chance to make a video for this, but I will read it with you guys right now. So it says, new fishing nets are built from 4 net rope links and use simple soft body cloth physics. Makes sense. Fish can be caught with these nets, released using logic. Nets can be expanded, contracted. The fish abundancy system means different species are found in high abundance only in specific locations. Then the fish value varies based on the rarity, and you can use the fish finder, which will tell you where it's located. So those are sort of the more detailed notes we have here. These are the 2 new parts that we get, and if we type in fish here, you could see the net anchor here and the fish finder here. So the net anchor is the anchor point for fishing a net, draws a rope logic between 4 net anchors to form a net, in a loop to form a net, and it has release, catch, extend, retract, a net node. And then over here, the fish finder, a sensor that returns information about fish within 100 meters when submerged, just like the sonar, and it has relative angle, distance, depth, uses the composite just like the new radars and the sonar, and it has an activate node as well as electric. So if we start from the top here, data, this one has obviously activate. Here you have release, catch, extend, retract. That's the net itself. You can like blow it up. Then this fish finder has composite, very similar to a radar or sonar. Obviously the fish finder has electric, and then here you have this rope node. If we select this one here, let's put 4 of them in a square, and then in the rope logic right here, connect them all. And there's the net. So that's the first glimpse at the net. And of course it seems that you could extend and release at each one of these points, and it has that kind of soft body physics that can be like moving kind of like the parachute, it seems. Just because we're here, what if you don't have a perfect square? What if also you have something like this? And obviously I just want to see what happens if you connect 3 points. So now we have 3 different cases. The middle one should work. It's just a little rectangular, but let's see what happens with those other instances. So if we make our way over here, the triangular one does nothing. This one forms, and even the one that's not a perfect square forms. So it seems you just have to have 4 points, and at that point it will form a net. So it doesn't have to be perfectly square or symmetrical by any means. Yeah, there you go. So even that funny one ended up spawning the net. I've made a very blunt and rudimentary system. I just want to see how this can look from a ship. So let's say you have your winch. This is kind of what you do. You'd create something like this where the net would kind of come from and then be attached to a winch, probably by a cable, so you could actually communicate with this net anchor. Now we're going to take a further look at how we can develop this into a working system. To not get too complex, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of make a very, very primitive system here. It doesn't really matter, but the point is I just want to test out this to retract and to extend. I want to see what that actually looks like in terms of the game. So again, here we have this. If I extend, you get something like this where it goes down, and then retract, you get something that goes like this. And you could kind of go to that starting point. Now I don't know if we're getting some phantom physics, that it's starting to spin if I drop it down. Okay, so you definitely don't want to retract it past kind of some point, otherwise it starts to almost pull on it and create some phantom physics. But the point is, there you have it, and I presume the release function would be the same way, and I'd be very curious to see how that works with actual fish. As for the fish finder, I'm just going to wait to see what other people make as far as kind of like fish finder interfaces and things on displays. I'm not huge on massive coding projects like that, so I'd rather just see what others provide us. I did take a look and compared these values with the current radar and sonar to see if it could be a one-to-one replacement, but it's not the same. So I don't think you could do a one-to-one replacement and connect this to a existing radar controller. So there you have it. In the next video, hopefully when I have my voice back a little bit, I will be retrofitting this fisheries survey boat with the fishing net to hopefully make that work. So follow along in that process to actually learn how it works. This video is just intended to give a fast showcase of the new parts and kind of explain how they work. Now I do wonder, obviously if I go through the area like this, you don't spawn the fish, but I'd be very curious to see the various fish and all that good stuff, but time will tell, and I will report my findings in another video. So thank you all for watching, stay tuned for more, and as always, happy Stormworksing everyone.